All right, so this right here is a award for selling $1 million with the software ClickFunnels. A lot of people are probably aware of that, and I almost feel like I don't even have to explain what that is because everybody watching this channel is going to know what that is. But in today's video, I want to talk about the #1 funnel for coaches, and this is actually the same funnel that I used to win the 2 Comma Club award. My goal in this video is to help you understand not just the funnel itself, but how to think about funnel economics so that you can consistently attract high-paying clients. Whether you're a B2B coach, B2C coach, consultant, or even a service provider, you've got an agency or something like that, this can totally fill your funnel. This can fill you with ideal opportunity and get people coming to you ready to buy. And it's a super simple and powerful system, and it's called the Content Flywheel Funnel. And I'm going to explain how this thing works and in detail help you understand kind of how this thing functions. And it's been called other things before, and it really just includes Instagram, YouTube, and running some paid ads to get traction onto these platforms. That's basically it. That's the high level idea. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna explain this right now. So top of funnel, what you're gonna do is you've kind of got 2 options. The first option is a lot more beginner friendly. So first option is you're gonna run ads right to your platform. So ads literally that go right to your platform, whether that's YouTube or Instagram. Okay, and we also do email as well. And these ads are gonna call out your ideal audience, they're gonna add a little bit of value, and they're gonna encourage people to come check out your platform to learn more. The other option, and this is what we do, it's a little bit more advanced, but it allows for a lot higher scale because you actually break even. What you do is you run ads to what is called a self-liquidating offer, meaning you're spending money to make money. So you're just cycling your money. And so you run ads to like a $17 or $97 offer, and then you promote your platform to these people. For both of these, either one you go with, the whole goal is to build this platform, okay? And what you do with that platform is really important. You don't just post content. I have a document that I reference all of my content from, and it's basically a document that reminds me, who am I? So that I remember my story, what's my mechanism, so that I remember, what it is that I really teach, what makes it different, and the different components of my business so that I can always make content that actually gets me clients, right? Because content for the sake of content is no bueno. You want to make content that actually gets you clients. So I have this document, and we've built this for clients of ours that kind of helps them know who they are, how to position themselves. It's kind of like a copywriting document almost that clarifies all their content. So whenever they make content, it's content that will actually get them clients. And if you want to learn more about how we've helped now 30 people reach $1 million a year with a system very similar to this one, or this one in particular, links all in the description to learn more about what we do. So let's move along. That's the second stage, right? Is the platform. Now with the platform, this document kind of details a couple things. It details what I call your trifecta of influence, which is the who you are, the what you teach, and the why you teach it, okay? And as well, it helps people know where to go next. What's your call to actions? How do you get people to go from your platform, from your content, to taking those next steps? Do they book a discovery call? Do they go right to an offer page? What do they actually do? Now, the second stage is, for us, they book a discovery call with us. And on these discovery calls, we enroll the right fits, okay? And we'll book, when everything's humming, we'll book anywhere from 7 to about 15 bookings a day, okay? And that will create, off the back of that, we'll enroll about 25%, and we'll bring in, a couple 7 figures a year. So that's kind of the funnel. That's essentially it. So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into each step so you don't feel like I'm just doing too high level of a piece of content here, and it's actually valuable and information. So what you want to do is, for this whole funnel to work, you need to have the same message the whole way through. So you need to have what's called congruency. And congruency means that at each stage, you're essentially saying the same thing. You're calling out the same individual, solving the same problem, adding the same sort of value. The content that you make on your platform solves their problems, adds value. The ads that you run call out the sorts of people that you can solve problems for and add value to, et cetera, et cetera. And then your offer is just an extension of the same value that you added on your content, right? So what's important here is that we pre-establish our message. So what you're gonna wanna do is, if you wanted to run a funnel similar to this, the first step before you do anything is really to map out your own version of your content document, okay? And so what you wanna do is you wanna sit down and think about, who is this for? What are their pains? What solutions have they tried that haven't worked? What competitors are there in the market that I'm sort of speaking against? As well as taking a sec to define your unique mechanism and what you actually do and why it's better and different than the other alternatives. And then your story and really who you are. Because you gotta get them to buy into you as a person, and you guys need to buy into your how or your what and the way that you solve the problem that you solve. And if you get to buy into this, then you just get absolute lay down sales calls. Sales calls get super, super easy at this point. And that's kind of what we do, so define this out. So, who do you help? What problem do you solve? What are the solutions that they try that haven't worked? What's your mechanism, right? What's your story, your why, going into who you are. And if you can kind of pre-map some of this, then all you really got to do for this content here is just kind of turn on a camera, speak from the heart, speak from experience, and kind of explain your processing and your mechanism so that people want to buy it. And the goal is to, at the very top of the funnel here, let me go ahead and draw a new page here. The goal is at the top of the funnel, what a lot of people try to do is they try to make money right out the gate. So they try to, right here at the top of the funnel, they're trying to turn attention into, right into sales. But if you can, in the middle of your funnel, just budget just even a 3 to 9 week minimum nurture process with your content, then you can turn this attention into sales, yes, but instead of getting a 2x ROI on your ads, you're gonna get a 7 to 10x ROI on your ads, because you'll break even here or maybe make a little bit of money out the gate, but then you're going to create a relationship with your audience. And what's really important here is that you understand how people build trust with you. There's something called the 7-11 rule. I can't remember if it's exactly which one it is, but it's either 7 hours of consumed content across 11 different instances. So 11 different pieces of content, 7 hours total, or it's 11 pieces, or 11 hours, 7 pieces total. Can't remember the number, but essentially the more content that they digest from you, the more likely they're gonna buy. They're gonna establish this relationship, and from this relationship, they're gonna wanna, purchase your stuff. Now, some of the more informed marketers might be asking, well, okay, if the whole point is to get them to watch content, then, why are we running these ads? Why even do ads in the first place? Well, if you have an existing platform, then you don't need to run the ads. But most people don't have an audience online. And so instead of relying on the organic algorithm to fill the top of their funnel, which is a bit of a risky bet, because honestly, I could spend hours making content and then it may or may not find the right people. I'm not relying on the algorithm. I'm letting paid ads do that job for me. And if the algorithm gets me new viewers and sends more people down the funnel, that's great. And I'm happy about that. And I'm gonna make content with the goal of ranking the algorithm and being valuable to my ideal prospects that come from my ads. But the goal is not to rank in the algorithm. The goal is to get attention on autopilot attention. Getting people who, are coming into my funnel predictably and building a system where for every dollar I make, I can put it back in the front and compound my money. What a lot of people do is they have these marketing systems that are 1-to-1, meaning they send 100 cold emails and they get 3 bookings and 1 buys. Or they spend, $10,000 on ads and then, they get, so many leads, so many bookings, and so many sales, right? The problem with this is, again, it's 1-to-1. And the problem with 1-to-1 is it doesn't compound. You don't have this compounding effect. When you don't have the compounding effect on your side, then time isn't on your side. And when time isn't on your side, I've seen it over and over again. So many internet marketers that run things like this regret not spending that 1, 2, 3, 4 years that they were running it like this, making content. Talk to any of them you want to talk to. Every single one regrets not making content during that time because they know that they could have so much more right now if they were doing that. So first of all, instead of 1-to-1, you're going 1 to unlimited, because your content can create its own tailwind. This middle of funnel, the algorithm can pop off and it can become its own source of traffic. But you don't want to bank on that. You don't want to rely on the algorithm because it's completely unpredictable. What you want to do is rely on ads to start, and it's 1 to unlimited because people, you never know how much content they're actually going to digest. And sometimes we have people who come from ads and then they watch literally 20 hours worth of my YouTube material. And then by the time that they're on the phone, they're ready to go for a highest end package and they'll pay in full and they'll go right for it. And it's amazing. That's what I mean unlimited is the amount of trust you can build is unlimited. Trust is the real asset here. And really, your business has 2 bank accounts. It's got its reciprocity bank account and its actual bank account. And what a lot of people do is they try to just go right for the real bank account stuff. They try to run an ad and make a sale, right? And that works and you can make a lot of money. But the problem is you don't build wealth. Wealth in this business model, or really in any business, but particularly this one, it can be measured in the form of how many people trust you. How much trust do you have? And what's the quantity of people that you have that trust with? So how trusting are people of you, and how many people trust you? That's your reciprocity bank account. And trust is built with time. It just takes time and adding value. And if you can take time and add value to people and give them what they're looking for, give them solutions to their problems, aid them in their journey in some way, or give them a resource. If you go to the description here on this video, I've got these amazing resources. I literally got, one of the resources we have down there is a breakdown of one of our clients' businesses that we got to 100 grand a month with this system. And you literally, show you the ads, show you the content, show you everything. You can literally see the whole thing. And so I'm just adding value, and I'm allowing time to do the job for me, so that by the time, we ever get on the phone with you, potentially, if you ever wanted to speed this process up, we're ready to go. And we can get you to 50 to 200 grand a month, depending on your goals. So this is kind of the funnel, right? And it's relatively simple. It uses a couple key principles. First of all, it uses leverage. So I'm not trading my time for money, right? I'm trading leverage for money. And what I mean, while my time isn't, like, this YouTube video is so easy and fun for me to make. Like, I can make YouTube videos all day. I love YouTube. I love making content on YouTube. And so because I love it, it feels fun, and I don't have to actually enjoy it. And so that's leverage, right? So leverage is I don't have to spend my time. The second thing is it compounds, which is kind of just another way of saying leverage, but it's important to distinct here that over time, this just gets easier and easier and easier, whereas other means of marketing, they stay just as hard as they are for forever, right? And it might start off a little harder, but eventually it gets way easier than these other models do. Way easier. And if you're in this for the long game like I am, and you want to build a business that sticks around for a very, very long time, but you don't want to sacrifice your short-term goals, and you want to make money now, next 30, 60, 90 days, and you also want to have the sustainability of a business, this is the best model. And then third, and this is another interesting one that people tend not to think of, but it actually adds to my energy. And what I mean by this? Well, what I mean is, instead of my business subtracting from my energy, my emotional energy, my mental energy, etc., by signing clients maybe who aren't fully ready to go and just making promises that I have to fulfill on and all this stuff, and instead of, all that BS, I sign clients that already know, like, and trust me. They know, like, and trust me. And so by the time that they want to buy something, it's an amazing relationship, and they really lean in, and I can really serve them and get them amazing results. That's why on this channel I have, 80 to 100 client testimonial interviews. If you scroll back, you can see people we've gotten to their first $10,000 a month, their first $100,000 a month, their first $20,000 a month, helping people build their offer for the first time and scale it and market it out. And again, if you want any information on that, all the information is in the description. So what is your first step if you're going to do this? Step 1, define your market message. Take a second and really think about what you're saying and who you're saying it to, so that everything is coherent. Step 2, I want you to go and, we have training on for our clients. It's a bit in depth. You can go on Google and learn how. But step 2 is I want you to launch simple ads that do a couple things. First, this is a timeline of the ad from 0 to 30 seconds. You call out the ideal audience. You say, hey, if you're a woman in your 30s or whatever, and you want this outcome. So if you're a woman in your 30s and you want to get back in touch with your emotional health, right? We have some clients that do that. And you've tried this and it hasn't worked. Again, so this goes back to this document we're talking about here. Then I want you to come follow me here on Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is, and come check out my content and send me this message. So I'm going to teach you how I use this new system to achieve that. Tell your story a little bit and end it there. Okay, and that's going to drive that traffic to your platforms. And from there, you're going to have content that adds value. Our clients, we have them build what's called a core value video. This is like a 20 to 60 minute long piece of content, core content, that adds value to their ideal prospects when they first follow them or they reach out. You can send that value video, add a ton of value, and then this is how you can get a quick 72-hour turnaround. You run an ad, send the valuable video, and they literally, from there, they're willing to set up an appointment and potentially buy your thing. Now, step 3 is I want you to commit at least 3 to 6 months of posting content onto a longer form format. So something like YouTube or a podcast or something like that. Just do it consistently. It could be once or twice a week. It could be daily. It could be whatever. But don't do this before your ads. You want to nail this ad first, get it within KPI, have this thing rocking, and then I want you to have a longer sort of a content thing, because off of this ad, again, you're going to build your platform. And your platform is your number one asset. Whether, even if you have an amazing funnel, amazing ad, amazing offer, an amazing email sequence, amazing stuff, your platform, your audience, man. People sleep on this, and it's because it's not sexy. It takes time, but you can shortcut that. We have clients who they've literally posted 4 videos on their YouTube channel ever, and they do, 150 grand a month. add to platform and then people just sign up, right? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a grind. But, you know, I am a little concerned about their business long term, because it's like, if you're not putting up content, if you're not investing into your audience, then it's kind of just a matter of time before, you know, whatever ad you are running or whatever platform you're running it to starts to stall out, and you have to reinvent the wheel and get creative again. And you want to build, you know, a bit of a moat. So you want to have a stable, sturdy floor of the audience you've built, or like your platform, right? But you want to have a ceiling that can raise infinitely, as far as you want it to, because you can spend money to, you know, lift it anytime you want. Does that make sense? So the cap of your business is really just up to how much you spend, but the floor of your business is up to how much you've invested into the people who pay attention to you and watch your stuff. This is the thing that's just never going to go away. But a lot of people, they want to just do this stuff because it's sexy, but this stuff is where you really earn your keep and create something that really lasts and sustains. And frankly, it's, you know, where I've got clients doing, you know, 250 grand a month, and they're at like, you know, 60% profit, is because, you know, they ran this for a while, built up the initial audience, got to a point where they were like 30-40% profit, scaled it back, invested in the audience, and created a really sustainable, long-term, sexy, profitable business that has a lot of impact and a lot of fun. So this is the best funnel, man. This is it. You know, it's called the content flywheel funnel. And I call it that because obviously you utilize content strategically. It's flywheel because in engineering terms, this is an engineering piece of equipment that stores energy for later use. So a flywheel literally spins. It's like a wheel, and it flies, it moves, and you can invest energy into it and pull energy out of it whenever you want. So for example, you invest energy into it by making content or running ads, and you can get your return whenever you want by making offers to the people that follow you. And it's you know, this is the asset right here. You make too many offers and you burn out the asset, right? Or you run too little ads and you don't even build the asset. You know, or you make not enough content, you don't build the asset. So you got to be investing in this asset and really treating it like a real estate portfolio almost. This is like your digital real estate portfolio, right? You put money into, you know, your portfolio, your houses or whatever. I don't know a lot about real estate. And they kind of drip a nice little steady stream of cash. Difference between this is, you know, real estate cash is like 5 to 7% a year or something like that. Whereas this can be like 500% a year. So it's a very different investing model, but that's how powerful it can be. So hope this has been valuable for you. Hope this has helped you kind of think through your strategy, your framework. Again, information in the description. I would highly recommend that you book a consultation with our team, a discovery call, see if it makes sense for us to, you know, train you on the system and install it with you and get you to, you know, 20, 50, 100, 200 grand a month with your business. Because man, it's changing my life, and it's taken me from a point where I was really, really honestly stressed out with my business to now where it's just fun, it's easy to run, and I attract dream clients constantly, and I don't really have to try that hard. I just have to make good content and add a lot of value and give people a working system that will solve their problems. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.